Boom! What's going on, everybody? Hello there. Sorry for being late there, guys. My internet decided to sharp the bed just as I was about to start streaming there. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's show. Just a rundown of all the latest Manchester United news of the day and the evening. We're going to get into it all in this stream and just cover all the latest goings on just to give you the rundown of what's happening. Do us a favour at the start of this show. Smash that thumbs up button on it. Give it a cheeky little like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. And if you're watching this back on catch up or watching it back later, get your thoughts down below in the comment section. Have your say on anything we discuss in this vid. And let's be having you. Let me just give a shout out to everyone at the start here. We got some legends in here. John Hazeldine, what's going on? Leah Rose, 133, Elliot Manduna, Eddie's Football Waffles in here as well. What a don. Dean Smith, Lynette Giggs, Connor Matthews, how have you been, sir? Freddie Kelly Grant, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining. Do smash that like button and get yourself involved throughout the show. It's a fully interactive show, so have your say in the comment section as we go along. We will be dipping in and out of it like one of me bickies and me tea. So let's get stuck in then, peeps. United news today. I mean, no, that's not the most news. It's not. I mean, to be fair, I'm starting to get pissed off. I don't know about you guys with the lack of Manchester United transfer activity. It's the 8th of January. The window's been open for over a week, and we haven't signed anybody yet. We haven't improved our plot whatsoever going into the rest of the season. Our midfield's still janky as fuck. We've still got big problems in other areas of the team as well. We haven't addressed any of them yet. What's the fucking good excuse for not going and getting a midfielder right now? It winds me up. But we are linked with a lot of midfielders, which we'll get into in a moment. But yeah, generally so far, very disappointed with this window because we are quite a considerable distance off the top teams. We should be having the ambition to actually go and challenge these top teams by making moves in the January window. And so far, we haven't done jack shit. We do have a lot of players, you know, linked with exits. We have had Axel Tuanzebe go out on loan, obviously, to Napoli. But in terms of actual good business that Manchester United have done so far, it's same piss poor service as usual, really. We haven't been able to get rid of anybody yet. There are players linked, obviously, to moves away. We're expecting Tony Master to go away. We'll get into that in a moment as well. And there's just lots of turmoil at the club, lots of stuff going on behind the scenes. Yesterday was quite an interesting day because you had a couple of players come out. Obviously, Rangnick had that presser, and he basically said that, yeah, you know, there's always personalities here that the prima donna melts, essentially. I'm ad-libbing here. But he basically said that he expects his players to be professional at this moment in time. And there's always going to be a few players that want away from the club. And obviously you've got to manage them and they've got to remain professional while they're here and stay committed. And obviously until they're not a Manchester United player anymore, keep their head down and be professional. So that's what Rangnick basically said. And it's obviously the case. You had Mr. Fred coming out yesterday and saying, you know, he said this on Twitter. He said, over the past few days, I have read several fake news involving my name and other MUFC athletes. I'm not in the habit of answering controversial stuff publicly, but this time I will have to. I just want to say that I'm very happy here and I'll never express any dissatisfaction and the possibility of leaving the club. Don't get misled by fake news. We will continue to work with great dedication to pursue our goals. And then today, Marcus Rashford coming out and saying, I read something earlier that said I'd been quiet on here, but what can I say that will make this better other than showing you all on the pitch? We've all been disappointed with recent performances, and we've been as disappointed with the news coverage questioning our commitment to not only the manager and the coaching staff, but the club. I have endless respect for both, and I'm looking forward to bettering my game under the staff at Manchester United. I'm not sulking. I'm not unhappy. Am I disappointed in some of my recent performances? Of course I am. I'm my own biggest critic. It's been a tough start, but I'm determined to prove my worth. My dedication and my desire to be here should never be in question. I love this club. Come on, Marcus. Get in there, Marcus Rashford. And Fred, to be fair, good to see these guys coming out in the media and actually sticking by their manager. To be fair, they've both been playing like shit. So they do need to, like Rashford says, I mean, to be fair to him, he said, you know, he's been quiet, but what can he say? You know, they're playing gash, he's playing gash, he's got to start performing better, he's going to have to let his football do the talking out there on the pitch. So, you know, let's hope that Marcus Rashford can obviously come back into it and do well. Let's hope that Fred can do well. You know, we want players who are committed and dedicated and want to play for Manchester United. Apparently, we've got a bunch of prima donna overpaid meltbags who are not happy wearing the red shirt and want to leave. Well, fuck off then. Simple as that. So get these guys out and let's focus on the team players who actually do want to play here at Manchester United. Right, so, you know, various players coming out like this. I mean, you know, I'm going to play this video actually from Mr. Patrice Evra as well yesterday, getting in, having his say. Let's just listen to Patrice. I fucking love this guy, by the way.
But instead of talking about the manager, let's talk about the player. You are at United. Do you understand how lucky you are to play for this club? So show that to us. Show that to us, please. That's what we are waiting for. Let's stop talking about what's happening, you know, with the club, the player. We ask you to perform. That's United. If you don't like when people criticize you because you do a bad game, then leave the club. Then leave the club. But this is United. And when I speak about United DNA, let me explain to people what I'm talking when I say United DNA. It's winning mentality, so it's winning trophy. It's trying to win the league every year. And it's like dying on the pitch, like run, just run. Like by passion, people say, but you know, now it's more about tactic. Yes, but the passion, the fighting spirit, this is the United DNA. Even when you lose the game, but you give everything on the pitch, the fan, they will applaud you. But that's not what's happening right now. So let's be honest with ourselves. Let's fight for this badge and respect the people. They come and some people, they even do mortgage to come to watch the game. And that was my philosophy when I was playing. We don't play for the fame. We don't play for the money. We play for making people happy. And we're passionate about the game. So I'm having a good time. It's difficult for me to not talk about United.
You know what I mean?
But
anyway,
you have to stop talking just in a negative way about United. I love you all, and United forever.
There we go. Big Patrice lad. Get in there, my son. Evra in, Fletcher out, says Manhouse. Let's get some love hearts in there for Patrice Evra. I mean, he just nailed it on the head there about the passion, what it means to play for Manchester United. And obviously having to support the team, it does seem like there's, especially in the media, there's a lot of different places that are trying to paint the picture that Manchester United, but in the dressing room, is completely all over the place. 17 players want to leave, all the rest of it, you know. Whereas, yeah, of course, there's a few players that want to leave, but it's not as bad a situation as the press, a lot of the press are making out, it seems. So obviously Evra addressing it, but also suggesting that, let's be honest now, people saying tactically we haven't been that great recently. I mean, Rangnick's only just come in, to be fair, he does need time. But he's right, the player performances are absolutely jank. They haven't shown the heart or the passion, as he says, the desire to play and represent Manchester United. So Patrice Evra just summing it up really well. I just wanted to play that clip from him because he's a fucking legend, isn't he? Come on. Yeah, Logan says, I love Evra. He genuinely loves the club. Absolutely. Yeah, Eddie says, cool edition video pigger. Hit the likes, guys. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, do us a favor at the start of this stream. Smash that thumbs up button on the video. We've got a good few things to get into tonight. We're just going to cover, obviously, we didn't do a news video yesterday. Apologies for that and some stuff going on, but we will be, you know, just breaking down. It's been a quiet couple of days, really. You know, like I say, no real movement apart from Twanzebe obviously going to Napoli, which you can see from, well, this is yesterday anyway, but official and confirmed, Napoli signed Axel Twanzebe on a straight loan until June from Manchester United until June, 600k loan fee plus 600k bonuses. So there you go. That's a straight loan for Twanzebe to that's the only business we've actually done really in this transfer window. It's jank, isn't it? It's absolutely jank. Just very quickly before I move on to the next topic, I want to just mention this. So I just saw this on Manchester Evening News, obviously a snap from training. And Slabby Maguire's back in action. Oh, no! No! Not the slab! Anybody but the slab! No, seriously, in all fairness, I just wanted to mention this because I really hope that Rangnick gives Phil Jones the nod against Villa on Monday. He deserves it, man. He deserves it based on that heart and passion. You know, everyone was there talking about the heart and passion. I hope that he gives him the nod based on that performance that he put in the other day because he was the most passionate, the most committed, and probably the best performing player on the pitch for Manchester United. So I would hate to see the human slab come back in there. Hashtag Slabby out. I've had enough of this guy. Seriously, I've had enough of this guy at United, especially as captain. There were some talks yesterday. Obviously, Rangnick did a presser, and he suggested that Maguire was still, capacitated with an injury. So I don't really know what the situation is, whether he will play or not. But there's a possibility, obviously, there he is, plugging away. So Slabby Maguire, hopefully hashtag Slabby out anyway. And let's talk about the main topic of this video, actually, which is, well, there's actually a lot of stuff we need to get into. Let's talk about this first, actually. Paul Pogba, set for more time out. Actually, Rangnick gave us an update today. Pogba has obviously played only 13 games this season. He got an injury when he was on France duty, what seems like ages ago now, groin injury in November. And he's been out since then. Since then, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's been sacked. We got a new manager in, or we've had Carrick in. We've then had a new manager in. You know, the team has changed markedly since Paul Pogba last played. He's 28 years old. He's out of contract in the summer. There's a couple of clubs that are interested in him, people like PSG, Juventus, and he can actually, at this moment in time, believe it or not, in this January window, he can sign a pre-contract agreement with another club who are overseas. He can't join a club in our domestic league, but he can go and sign a pre-contract agreement with another club, which means that at the end of his Manchester United contract in the summer, he will then be able to freely join another football club. So this is what Ralph Rangnick said, though, about Paul Pogba. Of course, he said a week ago, I was told it would take another 4 or 5 weeks. He said he's not training with the team yet. As far as I know from the medical department, it will last another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And once he's fit for training, then it does not necessarily mean he's also match fit. It'll probably take a couple of weeks before he's really able to compete for the first team. So in terms of like giving us an update on Pogba's situation, he's around about 6 weeks here that he's potentially going to be out, 4 to 6 weeks. But what I find interesting about this is a little while ago, you know, it didn't seem like it was going to be this long. And whereas now it's like, oh, it's miraculously he's injured for the whole of the January transfer window. And then he's probably just going to be here until, the end of the season and leave on a free to PSG. So, you know, the situation with Pogba is the same, really. I think he is on the player list of players who want to go away, who want to leave the football club. But then again, Rangnick's come in. He's obviously a new coach. When Pogba's back, I'm sure he will give him some chances between now and the end of the season. If he assesses Pogba and decides that, you know, he is probably the man to take us forward, then he might give him a new contract, might give him that improved contract. But we absolutely shouldn't do that, to be fair, because Paul Pogba's been jank for 5-6 years. And even if he did come back in a Rangnick side in February, say, and boss it, I would assume he's only just fucking bossing it to get a new big contract. Or to put himself in the shop window to get that huge PSG money move in the summer. So listen, Pogba out, guys. That's my stance on it. You know that, but I just wanted to give you the latest on it. It does seem like he's injured for 4 to 6 weeks. He won't be getting back into the United side anytime soon. Rangnick's going to have to stick with this shitty midfield that we've got for the time being. I would love to see Pogba back in there right now, I'll be honest. Never thought I'd say that, but based on our midfield and how we've been performing lately, I would like to see Pogba come in because he is athletic. You know, he is a battler in midfield when he wants to be, and he can, he can pass the ball around like no man's business. So definitely, Paul Pogba back in a Rangnick team is going to be interesting to see. But I think it's just what's the word? This is the end. This is the end of the line for Paul Pogba at United. I'm pretty sure in the summer he's going to be leaving for PSG. And just the fact that he's injured for that January window and everything, it's just a little bit fishy to me. I don't know. It just seems a little bit fishy to me, guys. Anyway. But there you go. So let's have a vote in the live chat, just out of interest. Pogba in or Pogba out? What is your thoughts and opinions on it in the live chat? Agree 100%. Thank you, Devils United. Great to see you in here. How you doing? And G-Wolf United's in here. What's going on, G-Wolf? Good to see you too, buddy. Yasir, Wahid, Niall Kane, Chrissy J. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, do hit the thumbs up button at the start of this one and get involved. Paul Pogba in, says Hader. Out, says Mike. Out, says Lynette and Palmerius. Leah Rose says out. Pogba out, says Eamon Overfloater. Elliot Manduna says out. Fair enough. Pretty definitive then. Most people have just grown disheartened with Paul Pogba. And I don't blame you. He's a 5 out of 10 most weeks. Occasionally you get a great display from him, but it is very occasionally. But there you go anyway. Injured for a while. Possibly, maybe just so. I don't know. I don't really know why. I don't know. It just seems like they've extended the injury to me. That's what it seems like, which is a bit weird. Steve Johnson, thank you so much for getting in with a $6.99 Canadian super chat, mate. Let's get a soo in the live chat for Steve Johnson. Thank you very much, dude. He says, give McFred more time. They can do the job. Oh, my goodness me. This guy's a Liverpool scummer. Steve Johnson, that's it. Our midfield's become a fucking meme. In all honesty, McFred, it's a McDonald's sandwich of a midfield. It's terrible. It is pretty bad. I mean, if you look at all the other top midfields in the the top 4 teams, they're all significantly better than Manchester United. And actually, a lot of the teams around the mid-table area have better midfields than Manchester United, just like we saw against Wolves the other day, where they were able to control large portions of the game, and Neves and Moutinho and guys like this get the better of us in midfield because they're actually good on the ball, etc. Our players are too erratic and gash. So we definitely need to get new players in. Right, so I want to talk about this. This has obviously been a big story all week. We haven't talked much about it, but various different outlets, David Ornstein and The Athletic and different places reporting that Manchester United are interested in signing Tchouaméni from Monaco, Aurélien Tchouaméni, and according to David Ornstein, the Old Trafford outfit are keen on luring the French player who is also on the radar of arch rivals Liverpool. So it's understood that Liverpool and Manchester United could potentially, at some point, I don't know if it's going to be in this window, probably not, but maybe in the summertime, could tussle it out for for the midfielder Aurélien Tchouaméni. It's not the easiest name to say, is it? In a way, I fucking hope he goes to Liverpool. No, I'm only joking. But 21 years of age, obviously. Play breaker he is. Current deal with League One side will expire in the summer of 2024. And so, he's going to be costing around about £50 million. There is a lot of interest in this guy from different top clubs because of his potential. And the fact he is only 21, obviously he's got a lot of ability. And we've got players like Fred and McTominay. So this is what we've been talking about a lot this window so far. It seems like it's all about the midfield. Rangnick wants a midfielder. He's desperate for a midfielder. We all know that because the midfield's shit. And we're just going to have a whole list of midfielders linked to us. So Aurélien Tchouaméni is linked to us. We've also got Matic, who will turn 34 in August. He's probably going in the summer. Paul Pogba's probably going in the summer. I can see Manchester United doing some pretty big business in the midfield in the summer. It's a shame that we're not going to do more business in Jan, but like I say, it's the 8th of January now. We're desperate to strengthen. We've got a gash midfield. We haven't done anything yet. I think we personally will sign probably one cheaper midfielder in this window because we've got to, really. We've got to. We should sign two. I think we'll just sign one. But I can imagine in the summer it's going to be a big turnaround for United in terms of the midfield, especially if maybe Rangnick's not even here. There's talks of Pochettino, Ten Hag being linked with us in the summer. So there's going to be a big turnaround in midfield in the summer. Pogba going maybe, Matic going maybe, one of maybe McFred, possibly, who knows what's going on with Donny van der Beek. So I think United's going to have a transition in the summer from actually having a really gash midfield to potentially having a good midfield. We might go out there and sign two or three players in that position, who knows, especially if we got 2 or 3 going out. So that fills with a bit of hope for the summer, but it doesn't fill me with any hope for now. United are linked with everybody. We're also linked with... So a new link's come out in the last couple of days. You might have seen it. Well, it's actually an old link that's been linked with us many, many times. Man United identify £58 million rated Sergei Milinkovic-Savic as Declan Rice alternative for summer transfer window. So, there's another midfielder here that's linked with us in the summer. It's Milinkovic-Savic. Good player. Obviously a very, very impressive player over in Serie A. And could be somebody that is a cheaper player for us. You compare him to somebody like Declan Rice, you've got to pay that English premium. He's 80 million, 90 million, £100. This guy, £50 million. So he's 27 in his prime, obviously. Juventus are understood to be interested. But that's just another example of what's coming out in the press in the last couple of days. In the summer, United are probably going to do some big midfield business. We're probably going to look at some of these signings like Milinkovic-Savic or Tchouaméni or, maybe even Ruben Neves. Personally, I just don't see us signing somebody like Ruben Neves in this transfer window because Wolves aren't going to want to get rid of him mid-season. They're doing well. They don't want to hurt themselves by losing one of their influential midfielders. It just doesn't make sense for them. You'd have to compensate them massively to make them consider it. So it's just like your options are limited here. Really, you're looking at players who are younger, who are at clubs where, it's hard for those clubs to keep hold of them. People like perhaps, Kamara or Boubacar Kamara, or maybe Haidara to a lesser degree where their contracts are running out. You've also got Dennis Zakaria at Mönchengladbach. These contracts are running out in the summer. If the club wants to cash in now and get something for a player that's going to leave them in the summer for free, then they're going to have to do the business now and act on it in January. So those are the sorts of players I see Manchester United being in the market for in January. People potentially like Zakaria, maybe Kamara. It depends if these clubs want to listen. Marseille don't have to sell him; they can let him go to the end of the season. At the end of the season, or they can offer him a new contract, get him tied up to a new deal. There's other clubs that would be going in for these players potentially as well if an offer came in from United. But United should just do the business and try and go and get one or two of these youngsters. Then there's a couple of players like Kamara who wouldn't even break the bank. We've got a lot of players who want to go out. So just go and do it then. Go and get some players. I understand we might not be able to sign somebody like Ruben Neves or somebody like Milinkovic-Savic or one of these top players, that we've looked at for a long time now who are big name players towards their prime. I understand we might not be able to get them in Jan, but certainly some ones for the future some up-and-comers, some players who are ready to take the next level, or players who are running down their contract to their current club, United should try and poach in this January window, absolutely. Milinkovic-Savic was a Mourinho side and was always linked, says Eamon Barrett. Yeah, Neves would be a great buy, says Anto Kennedy. Hey there, Herodi, what's going on, mate? Hope you're good, bud. Thanks for getting in here. Merchant says FIFA tonight, Piggy. Yes, indeed, there will be FIFA tonight. Eddie says we've got 65 likes, guys. Nice one, keeping it up. We can do better than that. Bacon Brigade, assemble! Let's smash 100 likes on it. Smash that like button like it's a Crystal Palace fan and your name is the King Cantona. Do us a favour, hit that thumbs up, guys. It gives us a boost up there on the YouTube algorithm. It's free to do. You might as well twat the like, and it also helps us compete with some of the clickbait merchants, etc. So smash the thumbs up and get yourself subscribed to the channel as well. If you're new to the channel, get involved in the chat. We've got a lot to get into tonight. I'm going to try and make it quick. We have got FIFA later as well. I'm going to try and make it reasonably quick, so I'm just going to pump out the news. So there you go, different midfield links, guys, different midfield links. In terms of Tony Martial now, I want to talk about some links away. Okay, there are other midfielders linked to us as well, but, we could go on all day about people like Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice. I don't think anybody like that's happening in January, so what's really the point of talking about it? Yes, it's going to be interesting summer-wise to see who goes and who comes in midfield. I think there'll be a big change. But right now, it's just going to be McFred and Matic backing him up with Donny in big question marks over him, with maybe one other player coming in, hopefully, in this window. So that's what I see going on. Let's have a look at this. So Newcastle United, the Times reporting that Newcastle United will consider a move for Anthony Martial because injury suffered, obviously, by Callum Wilson's more serious than feared. This is what they're reporting. And Tony Martial is apparently not that interested in joining Newcastle United, but there are clubs in Spain that are interested in signing Tony, but there's also problems there. So, like, for instance, Barcelona are supposed to be one of the key destinations that Tony could go to. They just got, right, Ferran Torres. Look at this news here from Fabrizio Romano. So, Barcelona, I'll just make that larger so you can see what it says. Barcelona director Mathieu Elimani. We can't register Ferran Torres yet. This is from 2 hours ago. Fabrizio gave us an update on Twitter. We can't register Ferran Torres yet. Felipe Coutinho loan to Aston Villa is not enough. But we've now operations underway in order to register Ferran. Talks are ongoing. Barcelona, they're absolutely they're just a joke at the moment, aren't they? They're just absolutely messed up. Like that whole thing of signing Depay in the summer and not being able to register until they got other players gone and all the rest of it. Like they're having a stinking mare over there. But anyway, this is why maybe somebody like Martial would maybe do all right if they could get him on a loan deal basis and sell somebody else, because they're obviously having issues. Barca are in financial difficulties, really bad. I think something like I read 1.4 billion or something ridiculous like that in debt. I could be wrong there. Maybe it's someone else I'm thinking of, but it sounds like they're in a big bad situation right there. They've got to try and get their playing squad to the standard of still being able to win things, whilst at the same time tightening the purse strings, not spending the money. They've got players like Ousmane Dembele and Coutinho, as we've discussed here, who's gone to Aston Villa. I think they're paying 65% of his wages. They're going to have to get rid of other players. Ousmane Dembele, there's talks of De Jong perhaps leaving them soon, all the rest of it. But right now, I'm not so sure if Barcelona is or is not a good destination for Tony Martial in terms of realistic possibility. Because, yeah, if they sell other players, they could actually do a lot worse than just getting a loan Tony on there with an option to buy in the future, and just paying a tiny fee and then wages to Tony, and then they could just cash in on somebody else who they sell. So from that point of view, maybe Barcelona would be very interested in Tony Martial if they can get some bods out the door in this window. Sevilla are supposed to be very interested in Tony Martial. They've already had a bid rejected by Manchester United where they were offering nothing up front and about 50% of his wages. And Manchester United said, not good enough. We want more than that. We want something up front and 100% of his wages covered. We haven't heard anything more from Sevilla yet, but there is still, it's understood there's still an interest there. But, in terms of where he's going right now, who really knows? There's 3 destinations which are realistic. Newcastle have entered the fray at the end here, or at this moment in time, as maybe a realistic destination for him because of what's going on. Sevilla, maybe, are they going to up their price that they're going to be willing to pay? Barcelona are up into, obviously there's a lot of turmoil there financially, what's going on. Who knows what's going to be the case for Barcelona come the end of this window. So for Tony Martial, Newcastle United is not the worst idea. And for United's point of view, you could probably discuss Newcastle United signing him for an actual transfer fee more so than you can with the other clubs, just because of Newcastle United's financial position right now. Like, you could probably get 40 million from them for Tony Martial right now, and they might sign him on a permanent deal right now. You just never know. So, but in terms of a loan, they also may be very interested in signing him on loan. They've just got Trippier in. They're making the right strides. By the way, Newcastle United... oh! 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 Sorry, I've been saving that one up, guys. I've been saving that one up, guys. Oh, goodness me. I don't know if you saw, but Newcastle United, they lost today 1-0 against Cambridge United. Fucking get in there, League One, Cambridge United. And Newcastle United had like a really good side out as well. Kieran Trippier played. He debuted for them. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, I've been saving that one up. I needed to let that out. But anyway, yeah, that's a fucking bottle job, that is, from Eddie Howe's Melts. Anyway, fair enough. Listen, no, fair enough. So Newcastle United could be a destination for Martial, but if you're Tony looking at that gash, would you really be interested in going to play for them when Sevilla and Barcelona are maybe a decent destination? But anyway, the Times reporting that Newcastle United will consider a move for Anthony Martial if the latest injury suffered from Callum Wilson is more serious than feared. That was some information that came out yesterday. And also just other information coming out in regards to Newcastle, having an interest in Tony. So there you go, Tony Martial. It's possible that he goes to one of those three clubs that we mentioned. I think it's very likely that he goes. I think he'll be the next player out the door. In fact, I'll ask you that, guys, in the live chat. Who do you think actually goes next? It's either going to be a permanent transfer or a loan. Like, who goes next? It's probably going to be Tony Martial. Pogba's going to go in this summer. Jesse Lingard, there's talks about Jesse Lingard, West Ham, possibly coming back in for Jesse Lingard. And that Newcastle, there's always going to be that Newcastle link with every player because they could do with a player like Jesse Lingard and they can afford him right now. So there's also a possibility for him there in this window, but he might run down his contract and go and join one of these sides in the summer and get himself, a better deal also. So he might leave in the summer. Dean Henderson's understood to be wanted by Ralph Rangnick right now. He's a possibility, I suppose, if there was a decent offer that came in. Martial's going next, isn't he, really? Realistically. Martial says Madhouse. Dean Henderson says Adovitz. Well, maybe, but there has to be a decent offer that comes in. If I was Dean Henderson, I would definitely want to move because you're not going to get in the England setup by doing what he's doing right now. Rangnick has already told Henderson he will not be allowed to leave on loan this month, though, apparently. And he's also said that he wants to keep Donny van der Beek, obviously, beyond the January transfer window. That's what he said. Now, these things can change if there's an offer that comes in from a club for Dean Henderson for £25 million, to take him right now. We save 130k a week and we can reinvest that into a midfielder. Maybe we'll reassess and we'll decide that Tom Heaton's a decent enough backup for Davide. But until that moment comes, obviously, it seems like Henderson's staying. Rangnick's understood to want to keep him. And he's also said recently, in the press that Donny van der Beek's committed and training professionally and he's going to give him a chance. And if he works in his way into the team, just like by being professional and going about it the right way, then, he wants him here. And so Donny van der Beek may not leave in the January transfer window either. But at the same time, if an offer comes in from a decent club, Newcastle United or any club really, Everton did have an interest in the summer, or there's even talks of maybe Barcelona or some of these clubs being interested, which is BS, maybe a Donny de Jong swap or some BS like that, then I could see us changing our stance on that too. If there's a decent enough offer that comes in for one of these players that is just sort of fringe, that is not really getting opportunities at the club, then we should listen to them. Juan Mat is supposed to be want away in January as well because he's only played twice this season for us. We'll have to wait and see what goes on there. Anthony Martial, obviously Sevilla had that loan offer rejected. He's probably the most likely player to go. Rangnick said, obviously recently we have players with contracts expiring in the summer. We have maybe also one or two players who want to leave and are under contract. It's about the players dealing with that situation in a professional way. Everybody has the chance to show up in training, to show up and get the chance to play. If this is not the case, then of course the player, club and agents need to discuss the situation. As far as I can tell, so far the players have been dealing with that in a professional way. I cannot say anything else. If I realise that is not the case, I will address that with the players direct. So obviously speaking yesterday, that's what he said. Okay, so he basically insists that Manchester United players, this is from are trying to get into his philosophy as well here. That everybody's being professional, everybody's working towards it. Rashford's come out today and said just as much. Fred came out yesterday and said just as much. So, good to see some players coming out and sticking by this manager anyway. He also provided us an update on Pogba. Obviously, if you're just joining the stream, one of the biggest bits of news today is that Ralph Rangnick has provided an update on Paul Pogba and when he's likely to return to training, obviously, and still around a month away until Paul Pogba could potentially get back into training. That's how we understand at this moment in time. So, there you go. Also, biggest links of the day, other midfielders, Aurelian Tchouameni, Declan Rice, Kamara, Milinkovic-Savic, Haidara. There's loads of links going on with players to Manchester United right now. That's all you need to know, really, peeps. We haven't got any movement done. There's no players coming in right now. We're supposed to have interest in Julian Alvarez. We're supposed to have interest in Boubacar Kamara and Haidara and all these guys. But we haven't done jack shit as of yet. Jack Grealish gave Twantaby a cheeky little message on Instagram. He said, "Good luck, brother," to Twantaby. Not really news, but just wanted to mention it. Aston Villa bros, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so there you go. By the way, we've got Aston Villa coming up. There's going to be a preview on the show tomorrow. We've got some legends coming on the channel for a fan panel debate show, 6 p.m. UK time. Get in here for that tomorrow. Also, I'll be doing just like an injury update and latest, and my predictions and my squad prediction and formation and all the rest of it later tomorrow night as well. So we'll have you covered on the build-up for the Aston Villa game. But I really hope that we smash up Steven Gerrard's melts here. Wouldn't it be disgusting right now if Gerrard, of all people, got the win over us with Villa and knocked us out of the FA Cup? It'd be fucking disgusting. So we've got to get the job done no matter how we do it. I don't care if it's ugly. We just got to win the game. And it's not looking too likely at the moment. Well, it is. I mean, we are the better side. But in terms of form, obviously Steven Gerrard's gone into Villa. They're looking pretty damn tasty. They're looking good. He's done well so far, you have to say. And United, on the other hand, all over the place at the moment. Disjointed, disorganised, in that game last time out against Wolves particularly, and a couple of games recently. Rangnick's got his work cut out for him, supposed dressing room unrest. Not looking to, I'm just not too confident about it, guys. Yesterday I was like, we're going to smash them up 3-0. We are. But I don't know, there's just a lot of negativity around United at the moment. I don't know. Hopefully we get the win. Hopefully it's an ugly win. I'll just ask you guys right now, actually, what do you think happens in that game? Do you think we win the game? Do you think we struggle? Do you think we get through, on fucking penalties? Do we think we lose? What's your opinion on the game? Let me know. I mean, it's not a great time for United to be playing anybody, really, with how we've been playing. Villa already beat us this season, says Lynette Giggs. Gerrard will show Ollie how to do the job. Ollie at the wheel, says Cackroyd. I would love it if we beat them. I would love it if we beat them. I would love it if we beat them, Eddie O2. Absolutely. I think we'll struggle, to be honest, as 1-3-3. Yes, this is facts. I think the Villa game would be tough for United, says Overflow. So that's what I'm saying. Ordinarily, this should be a game where we're confident going into it. Yeah, we're going to beat Villa. But right now, it's it's not we should still be comfortable favourites to win, but it's just not guaranteed right now at all with how we've been playing and how we look and how obviously they've been doing as well. So yes, so there you go. January transfer window is looking shit at the moment. Hopefully we can win against Villa. Hopefully we can get some players in. So Manchester Evening News give us an update on some players that Newcastle United should sign. So this was earlier on. This was yesterday, actually, but Newcastle United should follow Kieran Trippier transfer with 4 Man United stars. So there's 4 different United players linked with Newcastle this window as well. Just mentioned that. There's Donny van der Beek. There's Jesse Lingard. There's Tony Martial. Apparently even Eric Bailly, because United's centre-back position, apparently even Eric Bailly is one of the players. So you could see Newcastle do some big business wins this window. Not United, unfortunately, because we're shit at getting players in. I mean, if you look at our recruitment, like especially in January, like come on, we did get Evra in Jan, we did get Vidic in Jan, didn't we? We did get Juan Mata in Jan. Who else we get in Jan? We just don't do that much January business. It doesn't usually happen. Right, anyway, that's pretty much the latest news, guys. Martial loan is still on the cards for one of 3 clubs: Barcelona, Sevilla, and Newcastle. There's still links with other players leaving, such as Donny, Hendo. We've discussed it. Who else is there? There's a couple other ones we've discussed in this video. I've forgotten now. Henderson, bollocks. I've forgotten all the rest of them now, guys. Donny van der Beek, I'm having a brain freeze. Who is the players that are linked to the move away from United this window? Oh, yes. Juan Mata, Donny van der Beek, Tony Martial, Dean Henderson are the most likely culprits. I might be forgetting one or two there. Let's get into the live chat, though, guys, for a bit of a Q&A before I do my FIFA stream a bit later. We're going to get in here, so get your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed. Obviously, not the biggest news day for United because there's nothing more in terms of players coming in, really, apart from just soft links with people like Milinkovic-Savic and Chouameni for the summer, and just the same old stories about Kamara and people like that for this Jan window. Other than that, there's no more fresh movement from United bringing a midfielder in, which is a bloody disgrace. There's a little bit of fresh news about maybe Tony's destination. He's probably the most likely player to go out next in this January transfer window. We'll have to wait and see. But we'll give you the info on this channel as and when it happens. As always, smash that thumbs up button. Get yourself involved by subscribing to the channel. Click that little bell icon as well to get a notification when we post. We'll give you the updates tomorrow throughout the day as and when it happens. And as I say, we've also got a fan debate preview show on with a panel on at 6 p.m. tomorrow. We've also got the preview and the injury news and all that sort of stuff, team news, for the game tomorrow night too. So get yourself involved on the channel tomorrow. But I'm actually going to get into the Q&A section now of the show. So get involved in the comments section. Have your say. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the current situation, the January transfer window. Shit, isn't it? Classic bottle job for United. And also hit that like button and subscribe and all that stuff. Okay, let's get into the chat, guys. So that's pretty much it. You know, I can't be bothered really talking about it at this moment. I mean, because United's so unlikely to do the business now. That's it. It's just very unlikely. We've heard updates from people like Fabrizio Romano saying that United are not likely to do any business this window unless things change. Obviously, we are in the market for a midfielder. If somebody comes available, we might get somebody. I've just got no faith in our board to actually get who we need in this window, and then they don't have the ambition that us fans share either to go out there and really make the strides to try and catch the teams above us this window, I don't think. So that's the big problem, really. It's just our owners being shit again. Don't have any faith in them whatsoever to do the business. Hopefully we get somebody in, but if we do, it'll probably just be a cheapo merchant to appease the fans in this January window. And this January window seems to be about getting players out. You know, we got a few players out. Jesse Lingard's tip to maybe leave, you know, Martial, there's a bunch of others we've discussed. But really, this window's about getting players out, and I think we're going to do most of our business in the summer. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we can sign somebody good, but that's the current situation, guys, just to give you the latest news. Oh, shit, I haven't talked about this. Sorry, guys, I wanted to talk about this. Bollocks. I forgot about this. So there's French reports coming out today that Pochettino is definitely still much on the list for Manchester United in the summer. So is Ten Hag, apparently. You know, we're not going to discuss it too much because I actually think it's kind of a little bit fucking disrespectful, mate, to Ralph Rangnick. Not because he's a legend of the club like Ollie or any bullshit like that, just because he's only fucking been here 2 minutes, for Pete's sake. And we're already talking about replacing him in the summer. Well, actually, let's just see how he does between now and then. Fair enough if he's performing like he is now for United manager. He's not going to last 2 minutes. He won't even last until the summer. But until he's actually had a fair crack and had a chance to maybe shake the squad a little bit and try and challenge, try and get us challenging and actually perform, get the team performing, then, we don't know yet. He's only just come in. So I think it's a little bit harsh to even discuss Pochettino. I don't even want Pochettino anyway, guys. He's a fucking melt. In terms of stylistically, in terms of what he's won, in terms of what he's achieved, he's not good enough for Manchester United either. So if Ralph Rangnick does turn out to be not good enough, I don't want Poch. I'd rather us go and take a chance on Ten Hag, stylistically wise, and what he's done, in his career, which is not exactly, again, Manchester United would be a huge step up for him, really. So, there's no perfect candidate available right now. We're not going to talk about him. I'm sick and tired of talking about it, to be fair. But there you go. Ralph Rangnick is still obviously still the coach until the summer, guys. So get used to it. He might fail between now and then, and he's probably going to just step into that consultancy role that we've talked about, obviously, previously, him having prearranged. He was only ever coming in for a 6-month interim capacity. He said when he first took over that he might advise the board to stick with him if he's doing well come the end of the season, essentially. But it's, other than that, he was always just going to be a temporary man. So United may be getting a new manager in the summer as well, Poch or Ten Hag or somebody else. But right now, we have got Rangnick. There's no point discussing anybody else. Nobody's coming in to replace Rangnick before the summer. Even if Rangnick, I think, has a bit of a stinker, we'll probably just appoint Carrick until the end of the season or something, So, I don't see anybody else coming in to take over Ralph Rangnick's position between now and the end of the season anyway. Let me get into the live chat, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into tonight's show. We smashed over 100 likes on the stream. Thank you, everyone who smashed the like button. Let's see if we can get 169 dudes. Smash the thumbs up on it if you're just joining. I got a super chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I missed a bloody super chat here. Steve Johnson, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much, Steve Johnson, for the super chat, lad. With a 279 Canadian super chat. He says, hoping Eddie feels better. Eddie, what's going on, lad? I would love it if we beat them. Love it. What's going on? Who's ill? Who's ill? Eddie, are you not too well at the moment? What's going on? Guys, let's get some love hearts in there for Eddie. What's going on? I don't know. I've totally missed that. Thank you very much, Merchant. He says, congrats on 50k sub. Thank you very much, Merchant. Really appreciate that, dude. Holger Baum TV says, Pochettino's 10 plus clear points in League One, about to win his first league title. I don't think he's going to leave Paris. Yeah, and even if he does, Holger Baum TV, like, let's be honest, it's the Farmers League. He's absolutely minimum. I mean, listen, I don't want to sound like a knob, but I'd win the fucking League One with Paris Saint-Germain. They got Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe and all the rest of it, guys. If you can't win that league by a mile, then you're a shit manager. It's as simple as that. Come on, mate. Stevie Wonder would get PSG winning that league, for fuck's sake. It's an absolute shambles of a league. PSG have a Galactico team capable of challenging any team in the world, and they're in a fucking Farmers League playing against pitchfork wielders every other week, lad. So let's not make a big deal out of Poch winning the title in France. Any old twat could do that. It's a shit show that he managed to bottle it last season, to be fair. So let's just be real about this for a second. Pochettino, what does it even do for him apart from give him a fake trophy on his CV? He's never won jack shit in a proper league. It's a fake trophy over there, mate. Nobody cares about that. Man, oh man, you know, might as well be a Brendan Rodgers, Steven Gerrard Scottish League trophy. What's the fucking point? It means nothing. You know, do it in a proper league. Do it in a proper league first. You know what I'm saying? So Pochettino doesn't impress me. I don't want Pochettino if he wins the league by 50 points. The guy's playing in a Farmers League, for peace sake. You know I'm speaking truth here, guys. That has no emphasis on whether or not he's a good candidate to be Man United manager whatsoever. If he wins the French league, that's bullshit. That means nothing to me. You know, he should win the French league by a mile with that team that he's got. It's an insane team. Fair enough if he's won the league with, you know, Lyon or Lille or one of these other teams. You know, obviously last year they didn't win it. You know, well, fair enough if you do it with a team that's not expected to win it. You know, that's an achievement. But doing it with a team like PSG in that league, in a one-team league, is a joke. There you go. Yes, there is FIFA tonight, CL. Absolutely, sir. Yep, get yourself involved. Any FIFA tonight? Yeah, we'll be on about 11:45, boss. Hello there, Jay Cover. What's going on? Do get yourselves involved in, guys, in the comments here. Mike Johnson has the Rona, says John Addison. Oh, no. Lille won it last season. Absolutely whack ass Akron. That's what I'm talking about. Lille won it last season. So that's an achievement. You know, that's an achievement. Not PSG winning it. That's a joke. Oh, Steve Johnson, thank you very much for getting in here with your $6.99 super chat, boss. He says Eddie's not feeling well with the Liverpool banter. I see. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not really liking the Liverpool banter at the moment either. We got a couple of Liverpool scummers getting in here giving it the banter at the moment. It's pissing me off, to be honest with you, Steve. Hey, but no, fair enough. Thank you so much for softening the blow there with your $6.99 super chat. Let's get a Sue in there. Thank you, Steve Johnson, our Canadian favourite scouser, if there is such a thing. Any FIFA tonight? Yes, there is, CL. We'll be on later, bro. We'll be on later. Don't worry. Right, okay. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Thank you, Rams Tomo. Says 50k, congratulations. Gary Finnegan comments, I think United would win the Premier League with that PSG team. Never mind the French League. Well, okay, yeah, there you go. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I mean, it is an insane team that they've got. If you put that PSG team into the Premier League, they would be one of the favourites to win it. You'd have to say it's an insane team. So that's a very good point you made, Gary Finnegan. So true. Like, there's such a Galactico team. They should be competing in any league, but they're not. They're in a Farmers League. So Martial to Barca then says Aidan Feeney. Well, you know, there's a big question marks about that, Aidan, to be fair. So right now, this is an update we got this evening from Fabrizio Romano. Look at this in regards to Ferran Torres. Sorry, that's.
But instead of talking
to Matteo Alemani, we can't register Ferran Torres yet. Felipe Coutinho loaned to Aston Villa is not enough, but we've now operations underway in order to register Ferran. Talks are ongoing, so they need to get rid of players, guys. They're in a financial predicament over there, And they've got to get rid of a couple of players this window. So it depends, really. Ousmane Dembele is one of these players that's touted as going. Obviously, Coutinho's gone to Villa. They've got to get maybe one or two more players out. And then they've got to replace players on a temporary basis. So this is where somebody like Tony Martial comes in, because they could want to get him on a loan basis. If they sell a player, help balance the books, and loan a player until the end of the season, that's a temporary fix for them to generate some cash. So they are in the market for some loan deals, and also they're in the market for getting rid of a couple of players. So Tony Martial to Barcelona is one of the favourite destinations. There's still Sevilla who have the interest, but they did have that offer knocked back by United, rejected, and they haven't come back with an improved offer yet. So we have to wait and see what goes on between now and the end of the window with Tony. But also, just as of now, Newcastle United's looking like a more realistic proposition because of this. Because let's face it, Barcelona in a financial state, they may not be able to get anybody in this window now. So he might not end up going there. Sevilla have already had an offer which was rejected. So there's a possibility there that that they don't come back. And so Newcastle United are in the market for a player like Tony Martial. Callum Wilson's injury could be more serious than first thought as well. So you have to wait and see in regards to, the situation with Martial going to Newcastle. That could happen. It's the least likely, I think, because from Martial's point of view, he doesn't want to go and play for Newcastle, I don't think. It's not really his club. He wants to go and play for one of these clubs in Europe or one of these bigger stature clubs. Newcastle, I don't think he wants to play for Newcastle United. That's what we've heard anyway. But then again, money talks and bullshit walks. And Newcastle United could probably pay him better than anybody else. And so, from a financial point of view, they can afford him more than anyone else as well. So it might be the case that he goes there until the end of the season on a loan deal with an option to buy, or they even cough up the money soon. So in regards to Tony, he's the most likely player that's going. It's probably on a loan basis. Could be Barca, could be Sevilla, but it could also even be Newcastle United. United wouldn't want to see him go and stay in the Premier League, though. We'd rather him go abroad. So that's the update on Tony, my son. That's the update on Tony. Let's get back into the live chat then. So, you wish Haaland would pick a club already? Tired of the rumours, says Stephen Zellon. Yeah, well, he said it's not going anywhere until the summer, is he now, mate, really? Haaland. He's not going to be going anywhere till the summer, so... I would imagine he's going to Man City. What's everyone's favourite destination? Or not favourite, I shouldn't say that. Most realistic destination for Erling Haaland to end up at? Let me know. I think he's going to Manchester City. They obviously spent big in the summer on Grealish. They'll probably spend big again in the summer on Haaland, is my thinking. They had a player obviously leave them last summer, Aguero. Not really replaced him, really. Ferran Torres is just gone. It's like, I really do think that they're shaping up to put in a big offer and try and get, obviously, Haaland to the club. That's what I think. Haaland to Barca, says Stephen Zevon. Could also happen. Dembele for Martial swap. Dave the Gamer, that's been touted, hasn't it, recently? A couple of people have talked about that. I don't want to see us touch Dembele with a barge pole, to be honest. But there you go. He is a good, skillful player. He's only 24. He is impressive in what he's done up to this point in his career, apart from the injury issues and stuff like that. But for United, we don't need another forward attacking wing player, I don't think, right now. We need to focus on the midfield, getting two midfielders in. City or Real, says Bell. Madrid, says Lewis Sturridge. Yeah, he's not going to Barcelona, is he? How could they afford how could they afford him based on the situation? Wingebag Bruno needs to do one, says the Cake Cadet. Wow. So you're really not a fan of the Portuguese Magnifico, bro? Come on. Give him a chance, lad. He was our best player for 18 months. People like that, people who are committed, who have been committed previously. I'm sure he will be committed again. I'm sure he'll find that form again. He's just in a bad run at the moment. But yeah, he's got to step up like anyone. Keshav Chundan Singh, what's going on? Says, Oli, say no to Dembele. Don't want to see Dembele come anyway. I don't want Oli. I'm glad if you're on about Oli saying no to him, then good. I am playing FIFA J Gill in a bit, lad, absolutely. Haaland to Real, says Madhouse. I think Madrid are looking to do Haaland and Mbappe, says Lewis Sturridge. Man, are you serious? What a Galactico forward line that would be, because no joke about it, really. Yeah, we're holding out hope for people like Mason Greenwood and people like Rashi, I guess, maybe still, but probably not to the same level of hope that we're holding out. But realistically, you look at who's going to be the best strikers, who the best goal scorers in world football over the next 10 years. It probably is Haaland and Mbappe. I don't think they get both of them. Yes, Harodi, get in there. We got 50.1k subs. I know, get in there, my son. Everyone, thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Do us a big favour. Smash that subscribe button if you happen to be new. If you're a United fan or you just like football, you'd like to get the updates, we give you all the latest updates on United here daily in a no bullshit way. So do get your thoughts and opinions in by hitting that subscribe button and chatting in the live chat of everyone, and just get yourself involved. Thank you very much, Herodi, for that. Bell691 says, Barca telling their players they need to take pay cuts and signing 55 million quid players. I know, what the fuck's the matter with these guys? A bunch of idiots, aren't they? Stephen Semon says, Erg, be still my heart. Only thing about Bruno is that he gives away the ball too often, says Merchant. Yeah, he's also one of the only risk takers in our team, really, I think, in terms of creatively. Recently, he's not been on form, so he's given it away a heck of a lot of times. And the team's not been working well. So, yeah, it's been a problem there with Bruno. He's completely been wayward with his play over the last, 10 games? It's quite a long time now. 6 to 10 games, I would say. But he's got to sort it out. He's a class player. I've got no worries about Bruno because, he's the guy on the pitch over the last 18 months. You have to remember that actually is the most committed out of most of our players as well, like making things happen, leading in the right way on the pitch by his style and play and everything. So I've got no worries about his commitment to United, guys. I think he's just in a bad run of form. Maybe confidence is low. Maybe it is a bit of an adaptation period. Obviously, Ronaldo coming in there. He used to be the main man, the Portuguese Magnifico, the goal scorer, the penalty taker, and now Ronaldo's come in taking that mantle. So maybe there's just a transitional period for Bruno where he needs to adapt. Rashid's not in the plus with the new manager or the new system. Rashid not in the same level. He's regressed massively. Yeah, sadly, I have to agree with you now. He's closer to Danny Welbeck than he is Cristiano Ronaldo now, isn't he, Lynette Giggs? In terms of the future progression, things could change. Rashford could definitely go on and start performing to a great level and hit those peaks that we hope that he could. Because I've been saying for years, I think Rashford's going to be a top player in world football. I really have been saying that a long time, but there's only so long you can look at these performances as he gets older. 24 now, is he? Or 23? He's getting older. There's only so long you can accept these level performances, and just before he does turn into a Danny Welbeck type player for us, which is a shame. We need somebody who hits the heights of the game, not somebody who just turns up bang average, to be fair, and has a limited ceiling of progression, That's why you've got to say no more for Tony Marcio at the club, no more chances, because he's had plenty of time. He's 25 now, or is he 26? He's getting to the latter part of his career. He's getting to his prime. Like, he should be now the finished article, and he's just not. He's not consistent enough. So there's only so long you can keep feeding that limited potential. You've got to get performances and results. So for Rashford, hey, this is probably the season now with 6 months left where he's got to show what he can do. Otherwise, he might fail to hit those heights that we hope he can. Bruno needs a break, says Kashav, do you think? I'm sick of the sight of him, to be honest, as the K Cadet. Steady on now, K Cadet, lad. Bruno Fernandes, the Portuguese Magnifico. He's a fucking lovely guy. What are you on about? I've got no problems with him. Why don't you have a problem with that slabby Maguire twat, K Cadet, instead, eh? Or one of these culprits that deserves it a lot more, Paul Pogba or something. Why having a go? Why having a go at little Bruno, mate? Bruno deserves his chances. Come on, guys. He's not McFred bad. Exactly, Overfloat. He's actually a quality player. What's annoying about him is he's a quality player who's misfiring right now. That's all. He's still a quality player. He's not a gash player who's misfiring, like McTominay or Fred. Albrock comments, Kessie or De Jong in this window would be immense for us. Oh, spot on. That is a great shout, yeah. Oh, they would be. Frankie de Jong from Barca, if we could do anything there. There are some talks about maybe a swap deal here because of their financial situation. Maybe De Jong to us and Martial to them, or even Donny or something. They're just cashing in, looking for budget options right now. So you never know. But Kessie would be a great shout as well, man. Absolutely. Turning Man says whole team is caca, sell them all except for De Gea and Jones. Only ones with Premier League medal. Rest are overrated, says Turning Mad. Oh, Solo Tamura says, big up, pig, happy new year. Hey, how are you doing, Solo? Good to see you. And Sin Games, what's going on with you top legend? I hope you're doing well. Sin Games, you absolute dude. How are you? Primot to Don as well. Ralph laid down the law. Players should respond. Yeah, he said he wants them to be professional now. Adam Partridge says, hi, mate, good to see you. I want Neves at United. Yeah, I want him too. I think he's probably one of the best options just because he's got the Premier League experience. He's the right age. There's the Portuguese connection. He seems like a dedicated, committed player. He's barely missed a game for Wolves over the last few Premier League seasons, so he's robust. And he's just a very comfortable, good player on the ball. I think we would be less erratic with him sat in front of our back line. Definitely. So, yeah, I would like Ruben Neves as well, actually. But it's not realistic till the summer. I don't think we're going to spend £50 million, which is probably what you have to pay to bring Ruben Neves to the club right now. Even though he's worth 35, 40 million, they're not going to want to part ways for anything less than a big chunk of change in the Jan window. I don't know, Lynette Giggs. She says, why are people hating on Bruno when he's made us relevant the last 18 months? Do you remember Pereira? I don't get it either. There's definitely worse candidates. It's like people are slagging off Ronaldo right now. It's like, hang on a second, really? He's been feeding off scraps. Yeah, he's not hit the heights, but it's very difficult when the team is so much misfiring behind you. Bruno's been a part of it. He's been a part of the bad play. He's got to step up. But just to throw him under the bus after a few bad games when he's been our best player for nearly 2 years is ridiculous, to be fair, Lynette Giggs. I agree. Hashtag Bruno is the Portuguese Magnifico. Let's get those Portuguese Magnifico emojis in there. I'm going to get some in. Come on, we've got some Bruno emojis for a reason. We've only got like 3 players. 3-player emojis in the live chat, guys, in the membership emojis. We've only got 3 players. One of them's Bruno. What does that tell you? Also, one of them's Ronaldo, and the other's Phil Jones. So, very hard to make that list. So, he's there for a reason. Because he's been one of our best players for a long time. I can see us getting nothing. I hope I'm wrong, says Sing Games. I think you're right. In terms of both trophies this season, I don't think we're going to win anything. And in terms of January transfers, I don't think we're going to do any business, mate. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I think we're just going to see players going out this window. I don't think there's good value for United in this window for other than actually going to sign players that contracts are running down. So there are a few that we've discussed, like Kamara, Zakaria, which we should go out and get, but I just don't see United having the bollocks to go and do it with how our recruitment team's been over the last few years. Chrissy J with those Bruno emojis. Thank you, Tonk Nash, as well. Get in there, my son. JRB3112 says Jones at the wheel. Guys, we're nearly at 150 likes. Let's see if we can smash 150. If you're getting in here, I'll just remind you one more time. Smash the like button. It's free to do. It helps support the show. If you enjoy the show at all, do leave a like on the vid. Give it a share on social media as well if you want, on Twitter or wherever. That helps us get it out there. And get involved in the chat. So I'm going to stick on it for a few more minutes, then I'm going to have to go. So I'm going to stick on it until midquarter midnight, guys. Then I'm going to have to go. We've got FIFA coming up, but I wanted to jump on, give you the latest news. Not that much news today, guys. Just Poch and Ten Hag linked with United in the summer. Rangnick's still here, though, so what's the point of talking about it really until then? Martial, loan possibilities, obviously, Sevilla, Newcastle, all the rest of it, and various players linked with moves away from Manchester United, and every single midfielder in the world linked with a move to Manchester United right now. That is basically the news. And also, Pogba is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks still. We know that much. Thank you, Solo Tamua. Jones at the wheel. Yep. We should be hearing some transfer info shortly, says Cootie007. Well, I hope you're right, bud. I hope you're right, but who, realistically speaking, like I said at the start of the show, United are linked to players like Milinkovic-Savic or, Bellingham and Kessie and loads of players, but most of them, Ruben Neves, most of them are more likely to happen in the summer because these teams don't want to lose their players in the Jan window, and they also want more money for it in the Jan window, which United are not prepared to pay. The only players I see United getting right now are youngsters or more youthful players such as Kamara. Possibly we could get somebody like that, a cheap acquisition, 12 million quid, something like that. I don't see United going out there spending 50 or 60 million on a midfielder in this window. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't have any faith in our board or recruitment team to do any business like that right now, even though we should. Plus, it's a bit of a funny situation with Ralph Rangnick at the wheel. He's just an interim manager, and he hasn't exactly hit the ground running so far. So, if from the board's point of view, do you really want to back a manager with signings right now who's not even going to be here in 6 months? He did come in as a true interim. Listen, he's going to hopefully have a consultancy role where he obviously guides the team and maybe helps guide the future recruitments and signings that we make in the future beyond being Man United manager. So maybe he does have a say. Maybe they will let him have that freedom, but we don't know that. They might not want to spend any money at this moment in time with what's gone on this season. So yeah, Sing Game says, I miss Ollie. I know what you're saying, man. I know what you're saying, dude. Oh, it just felt right when Ollie was here. When he was doing well and Ollie was here, it felt right. Now, obviously, he did shart the bed badly at the end, but I think it's been proven since then that there's a lot of gash players in this team, and it's a hard task for any manager, to be fair. So there you go. I kind of agree with you in a way. Pogba will be injured until April, says Madhouse. Yeah. Thank you, JRB. Says, love your personality and your laugh cracks me up. Congrats on the 50k. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, JRB. You're a gentleman for saying that. Appreciate your comment. Top man, thank you for getting in and joining us recently, bro. Ryan says, can we stop that at the wheel, no more wheel, please? Yeah, I like that, Ryan. I hate it. That's turned into a meme against us as well. People come in here saying Ralph Rangnick at the wheel and stuff like that. It pisses me off. Fucking Liverpool fans and stuff. Really annoying, isn't it? We won't get players. There's competition. Forces, Bell 6 and 9-1. Maybe true, yeah. Also, for good point, other players are linked. Even Kamara's got a huge list of clubs that are interested in him, apparently. Play teams like Roma. You never know. Waka Sakram says he said he would consider a signing if there's a bad injury within the team. There is a bad injury within the team, mate. We've got a bad injury in the team. We've got a bloody human slab at the back. We've got McFred. They play like they've got no limbs sometimes. So I don't know how much more injured we need. Okay, now. Blizzard Down. Good evening, Big Master. How you doing, Blizzard Down? Great to see you back in here. What's going on? Albie Einstein lover in here. Anchorman lover as well. What's going on? Merchant, Big God Bob. Nav says, having a cheeky cigarette while enjoying the show. Good man, good man. 140 likes. It's Red Panty Night, says OP Dragon. Dana, it's Red Panty Night. Blake, have the red panties. The live chat's made us rich, baby. Anyway, okay, guys. Well, I'm just going to answer a couple more. Then I'm going to have to wrap this one up because it is getting 11:15 here. Your first stream was you when you hit 50k. Wish I'd found you sooner. YouTube algorithm for you. Well, that's good that you got on board. Better late than never, JRB. Whoever we buy, we need to be proven players. Rice and Neves have both been doing it in the Premier League. Great comment, Keshav. I would rather Neves, to be honest, just because I think he represents a lot better value for money. Rice, not £90 million player, I'm sorry to say. He's a midfield version of Slabby Maguire, mate. He's better. I think he'll probably be better, and he's proving what a good player he is for England and West Ham over the years. Of course he has. To be doing what he's doing at his age is impressive in the Premier League. But at the same time, you're just paying 20 or 30 million just for fluff. Just extra. That's not what he's actually worth. He's just, you're paying extra because he's English and he's obviously at a Premier League club. So I don't like the Declan Rice signing for that reason. I think we should go elsewhere, look for a cheaper player, not a cheaper player, just as good a player, but a player whose value for whatever reason is just less because maybe they're coming from a foreign league. Maybe there's just not that same value on him because of his nationality, you know, the rest of it. There's better value for money. We get bent over for 90 million for Rice. He'll turn out to be another Slabby Maguire, man. Fuck that. I don't want to see us sign those types of players anymore. If Ten Hag comes, Donny gets more time, says Dave the Game. A great shout. Yes, and there is links with him, of course. OP Dragon says, lol. Lynette Giggs says, Pogba and Lingard should step out. 100%. 100% time to go. There's a hell of a lot of fanny strain at the club, says Belsix and I'm on. There's a whole bunch of fannies, mate. I agree. It's Fanny City in there, mate. I agree. K Slater lad, he says we won't get near what we want without midfield reinforcements this January. At this point, top 4 FA Cup is the high. So true. The ambition of our club is very low compared to some of the other clubs. I think that's evident because it's already the 8th of Jan. We haven't done any business and we are just setting ourselves up for failure at the moment. So I agree. Dave the Gamer says if Ten Hag comes, Donny gets what's. Oh yeah, I read that. Vincent Bullock says Piggy needs to do the song called Celebration, and that's the bottom line because the Bacon Gate said so. Adam Patrice says, "Hi mate, what a manager would you like at United?" Well, out of who's being talked about, I don't think there is a perfect manager for United though. I mean, I quite liked Nagelsmann before he's obviously gone to Bayern. I would have liked him. I suppose I'd been pretty happy with him if they'd announced that. But he went to fucking Bayern, didn't he, previously? So he wasn't even in the conversation, and Ollie was here at the time. Who else? Well, Ten Hag is impressing me. I watched a bunch of Ajax highlights just from the Champions League. I didn't watch their Eredivisie shite, but you know, I watched the Champions League weekly show or whatever on the telly, and I've been following Ajax a little bit, obviously just watching how they've been playing, and in the group stage anyway, which is all you can go on. They had a decent, tough group to go up against. They've been absolutely tearing teams apart and playing lovely football. So you have to say that his team stylistically is what Manchester United should be aiming, you know, closer towards than what we have been doing previously. Let's give Rangnick a chance. But I actually don't like Pochettino for the fact that he's not won anything. I don't care if he wins anything in France either. And he's also stylistically not exactly, you know, what I think Manchester United should be going for. Then again, you know, his Spurs team did play some nice football and stuff, but I just would rather somebody with more of a philosophy that I think is more attacking-wise to be Manchester United manager. So, yeah, Tonk Nash is big man. This club is depressing. It is. Chrissy says Rangnick could get several players for that price for Rice. Exactly. Yeah, it's not good value, is it? It doesn't make sense. It's just like it doesn't make sense to offer Paul Pogba a new contract for 400k a week when you can go and sign, you know, 2 really top-class players and pay their wages for that sort of money. It just doesn't make sense. Kate Cadet says, if we don't make a signing in this window, we'll finish 8th. I don't see how we finish 4th if we don't get a midfielder signing in as well. I agree, Kate. We're going to be shite if we don't do that. We can't continue with McFred. We're playing with Norwich City's midfield so far. We won't sign anyone this window, says James T. I don't think it's that likely either. Maybe one cheapo midfielder I could see coming in. Shit club, isn't it, in terms of how they run it? Like, it's obviously the best club in the world, don't get me wrong. But in terms of how it's run, this is a shit club. Like, the owners are fucking awful. It's so depressing. You know, look at now Newcastle, we've got big owners who are pumping money in. And obviously Chelsea and City and these big sugar daddy clubs. And even compare them to, like, Liverpool and how we're run. We just don't have ambitious owners like a lot of other clubs do. We're fucking joke-worthy, actually. It's just always going to be the case until these guys are owners of the club. It always boils down to that, really. That's what it comes down to. We're done talking about it, aren't we? But that's what it comes down to. Ralph and Ten are buddies. It's all lining up for us. It just takes a little while, says Primar. Absolutely, yes. Agreed. He was probably going to come in the summer. Daniela Stewart says, Nanette Giggs, why should West Ham sell Rice at a price United want at this moment? Rice is worth 100 million to us and one of the best performing players of the season. So if you want to buy, pay up or shut up. Well, Daniela Stewart, little bit harsh, but also, you know, you can't really deny that he has great value in West Ham's midfield. He's 22, so age-wise, he's hugely expensive. Just, you know, just for the potential that he has, what he's doing right now. He's an England player. But you know what, Daniela, though? He is worth that to you in some ways. You have to say that's why, you know, look at Maguire at Leicester. He wasn't worth 80 million. He was worth 40 or 50 million even at the time. But we had to pay the premium to stop Leicester having him. They had a great player on their hands, so they thought. In the end, they bent us over. But they thought they had a great player. They don't have to sell the players. It's not like back in the day where, you know, Manchester United has a monopoly on the window every year where teams are stretching around for money and United has this huge commercial draw. That is still the case, obviously. But now everybody gets huge money at the start of the season from TV deals and all the rest of it. So it's a much more level playing field financially. So you don't have to sell your players. And also, you know, West Ham are doing okay at the moment. They don't have to sell Declan Rice. He's probably quite content there. They're doing well. They're doing very well. He's doing well. He's getting games. He's happy. He's in the England side. You know, they don't have to sell him, do they? And if United want to sign him or anybody wants to sign him, they are going to have to pay 80 or 90 million pounds, which is exactly why United should not sign Declan Rice, because he's not good value for money. He is a good player. He's a 60 million pound player, in my opinion, but he's not a 90 or 100 million pound player. But the previous commenter, Daniela Stewart, is absolutely right. He is worth that much to West Ham. Because they would be stupid to sell him for 50 million or 60 million, really, when he could be such a great player for them over the years, and he's still going to have that value because he's young. So, yeah, I do agree. But also, same time, United shouldn't touch him with a barge pole. There's way better options out there. He's just a big slabby Maguire at CDM instead. Oh, dear. James T says, why would Rice come here when West Ham are going to finish higher in the table than us? They could get European football, but I can't say the same with us. I'm guessing you're a Liverpool fan posing as a Man United fan there, James T, because I actually disagree with you. West Ham are doing all right. I mean, United are still going to finish above them, though, mate. You really think that West Ham are, you know, yeah, they're 3 points ahead of us at the moment. We've got a game in hand on them. Yeah, they're doing well this season, but come on, I really don't see West Ham finishing above United, mate. That's bullshit. But fair enough for getting your opinion in there, James. And sorry for calling you a Liverpool fan, mate. Right, I'm going to wrap this video up, guys. I've got to. The time's marching on. Do us a favour, smash that like button on it. Hit the like, give it a like, smash the like if you haven't liked it. Also, smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Get involved. We'll cover all the United news every day throughout the window, so get involved. You'd rather Souček over Rice as merchant? Yeah, me too. Better value also. Rather have Tielemans than Rice? Me too. Wakas Akram. 80 million for Rice. Rather have Ndidi as well. Kessie. You know, there's lots of players who are just better value. I mean, Ndidi would still cost 80 million as well. But, you know, there's just other players that I'd rather have than Rice for 80 or 90 million. Dave the Gamer says 80 million for Rice. Maguire 2.0. Pilau, Rice's Bell. Madhouse, The Merchant, K-Cadet. Declan Rice is a mid-tier player, and we're a mid-tier club at the moment, so it's probably a good fit. K-Cadet, what's happened to you, bro? What has happened to you, bro? No, fair enough. You're actually not too far off. You're actually not too far off. Unfortunately, United has fucking fallen, haven't we? We have fallen. You're just a realist, I suppose. But even going a little bit too far, I think. JRB, Andrew, Ryan, Mark Coughlin, Scott Hutchinson, Primor, Overfloater, Chrissy J, Keshav. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. He says we're 9 likes away from 169. Guys, that's it for the stream. Thanks for watching. There's the latest day's news. We'll bring you the rest tomorrow. Like I say, there's a 6 p.m. fan debate on with some legends on talking about, you know, our chances for the FA Cup and the current situation and everything tomorrow at 6 p.m. So watch that. Come and get involved. Also, I'll be on in the evening, giving you the latest United news and previewing the game in my own way as well later on. So do tune in for that also. And tonight we're going to have FIFA in about half an hour's time. We'll be back on. So come and join us. Thank you so much, Lynette Giggs, for getting your thoughts in here. As always, you're absolute legendess. And Chrissy J and JRB, Keshav, Dante, your legend. What's going on? Says, I'd rather Roy Keane now than Rice. Definitely, just for the leadership in the dressing room, mate. Just for throwing punches at people, you know what I mean? No, he could still do it. He could still sit in front of the back line and do a job. Yeah. Jarvis Cocker says, cheers to the bacon again. Logan M, have a great one. Amit Kumar, OP Dragon, Gungshi, your legend. He says, what? No notification again? Stitch up, YouTube stitching me up, dudes. Hey, Gungshi, no worries. We'll be back on in half an hour, guys, with the FIFA. United fan, take it easy. Sin Games, Bell, Mark Coughlin, James T, Overfloated, Daniela Stewart, Madhouse, Dave the Gamer, Dizzy Red Devil, Blizzard Down, Johnny, OP Dragon, Tonk Nash, JLP, and everybody else as well. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the stream. Take it easy. See you in a little bit. Big God Bob as well. See you in a little bit, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com, for your latest news and all that good stuff. I'll see you in a bit then, guys. Thank you for watching. That's it for me. Come back after it's finished and get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comments section afterwards and keep the debate going with the Bacon Brigade. See you later, guys. Take it easy. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.